You don't have Thursday night football. It'll be on the NFL Network. It's Chiefs Raiders. You have the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah, for Fox. The cross flex.
That's the cross flex?
Yeah.
What is the cross
That's
flex?
when you get two AFC teams on a Fox broadcast. It is a rarity. It is like seeing Halley's Comet. It's a big deal. Jets, Dolphins on Fox, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. That might be tough to sell, that one.
Yeah. It's Cutler. He almost was my colleague.
Yeah. But are the Jets screwing up the draft?
You think so, right? Like, what's the best thing that happens? They go 9-7 in a wild card,
Yeah.
and then what? You still don't have your quarterback for the future. You still have Josh McCown. But it's been so fun to watch the Jets, and they're so young, and they're so energetic, and they don't know any better. I spoke with Jamal Adams. I've spoken with Jordan Jenkins. They think they're a playoff team. Like, they believe it. And you know what? This season, you look at the...
I know.
Why not? Why not?
I just saw this. McLevin sent it to me.
Yeah.
The odds-on favorite for the MVP is...
Harden? You're talking NBA?
No, NFL. NFL.
I just came in on the show. I've been listening.
NFL
right now, the odds-on favorite.
Yes.
Alex Smith.
Second on the list.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, not on the list.
Tom Brady.
Third.
Trying to think of an NFL. Tell me it's Carson Wentz.
It is.
Get out. Is it just every team that has the best record is now the best player?
Yeah. Well, that's why I hate power rankings.
Yes.
Because if you lose, then you drop down
11 spots.
Yeah, and then you're like, wait, they're the Patriots. They lost a game. They're still, they're still the best team. So it's
Carson Wentz is the MVP.
Yeah. Okay. Then Alex Smith, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson.
Fourth.
And he leads the NFL in touchdown passes.
He's not even my rookie of the year. Leonard Fournette's my rookie of the year.
Oh man. No, it's fine. But that's
you say quarterback always.
No. I think Fournette
is. Fournette's better this year than Zeke Elliott was last year. He's doing it with an offensive line that's subpar and no quarterback play. Fournette is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it, what their offense is really predicated on is let's just run the football and hopefully our quarterback doesn't lose a game for us and we have a great defense.
Yeah, and hope that he gets a 90-yard run at some point. Oh, he did? Okay, good.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson is fifth on the list. Kirk Cousins, Drew Brees, and Matt Ryan.
Okay. What? What?
Would you have any problem if the Eagles win 10 or 11 games? Can Carson Wentz win the MVP?
No. The team that has the most, they're not going to win. They won't be the number one seed in the NFC. Carson Wentz having a really nice season. He's playing really well. I don't know who the MVP is, but it's week 6. It's October. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, we try to hand out the Heisman now, too.
It's true.
And we were going to hand it out to Fournette.
We do the first overall pick before the college. Yeah. Sam Darnold's already been given a jacket and has already been put into Canton, and now they're saying he might not even be the first quarterback taken.
And he might not even come out. And looking at what he's doing, he probably shouldn't. I'm all for go get yours when you want to go get it, but it feels like he needs a little more seasoning there. Josh Allen, I think, is ready to play in the NFL.
Sure.
He's not on a good team, but I think he's ready to play. Josh Rosen, I have no idea what I'm getting.
Kind of like him. You know, it's funny. There's two guys that everyone in the NFL talks to me about and says, hey, you should watch this guy. One is Luke Falk, the kid up at Washington State. I don't. Okay.
Well, he just had 5 interceptions.
That's what I'm saying. And he just had a game and 5 interceptions. And the other one,
Rudolph.
It's Mason Rudolph at Oklahoma State. It's this kid who just could throw it all. And then Baker Mayfield, they say, well, he's got a lot of Russell Wilson and a lot of Colt McCoy in him. And I'm like, is that Russell Wilson went in the 3rd round and Colt McCoy went late and, is an undersized guy who hasn't had a really starting opportunity. Is that a compliment? Like, he's the next Colt McCoy. Well, I like Colt McCoy as a player. He's a very solid player and a great college player. But is Baker Mayfield that, or is Baker Mayfield the next Drew Brees? Because I'm looking for the next Drew Brees in the 1st round.
I could see the Drew Brees comparison, and he does have the chip on his shoulder. Drew Brees still has a chip on his shoulder. At the San Francisco Super Bowl, Paulie got the draft profile on Drew Brees.
Oh, I'd love to see that now.
And we had him read it. And it talked about all of the negatives. And he was mad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he goes, can I have this? I said, yeah. He goes, I want to put this in my locker. I'm thinking, you're...
At this stage, after winning MVP and a Super Bowl championship, he still needs it. It's interesting because I did that game last week, the Saints-Lions game, which was a crazy game, and how he is the New Orleans Saints, and he's been so for so long that everyone knows this, but, the Dolphins had him in for a workout, and they look at his shoulder and say, nope, it's not going to work. This is 2005, and they signed Dante Culpepper instead, and look at the 2 paths those franchises have had since. And now he is New Orleans. He's the greatest athlete ever to play for the Saints.
But you had Culpepper coming off major knee surgery. But would Saban still be with the Dolphins?
It's an amazing thing.
And imagine the domino effect with that, Peter.
Who's the Alabama
all
coach?
Of football.
who's the Alabama coach for the last 15 years. You know, it's like Saban gets fired, he gets blown out of there in Miami, but and he swears to this day that he wanted Drew Brees. He wanted Drew Brees, but the trainers wouldn't let him.
Yeah, but he swears he wasn't going to Alabama either.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm not taking the Alabama job.
And before that, I wasn't going to leave Michigan State, and he left Michigan.
The Packers quarterbacking situation.
Yeah.
Are they in good enough hands with Brett Hundley?
So I've got sources in Green Bay who all this summer when I would be texting them, what's the story? Like, what do I need to know? I'm not making the trip out there, so tell me. Everyone said it's Brett Hundley's playing really well. Brett Hundley's playing pretty well. And I'm like, that's such an interesting thing to focus on. The backup quarterback who we're never going to see. They're all like, you don't understand how much he's improved. Now, he didn't look great last week, but I think with a week to prepare going up against the Saints, they might be okay with Brett Hundley. I don't know if they're going to win a Super Bowl with Brett Hundley, but they might be just fine. And in the NFC North, Trubisky's still a work in progress. Stafford's all beat up. The Lions didn't look great last week. And then you look at the Vikings. Who gives you a better chance to win? Brett Hundley, where there's no tape on him and we don't know what it could be, or Case Keenum, who we know it is going to be, and maybe Teddy Bridgewater coming off an injury. I think the Packers have the best roster. I think the Packers can still win games and can still win the NFC North with Brett Hundley.
We know the LA Rams are watching. Jared Goff is watching the program. So we have to say something nice about Jared Goff.
Jared Goff looks the part. He looks like a first overall pick. I need to see a little more, Jared. This week we're in London playing an Arizona Cardinals defense that's coming off bottling up Jameis Winston. Let's see what this team can do. It's interesting what they did. They're playing in London, and the last 2 times they played in London, they flew out right away, and they lost that game. This week, they're all staying in Jacksonville for like 5. I've been to Jacksonville. Not sure what they're doing on Wednesday and Thursday. I think they've been there since Saturday.
Well, hopefully nothing.
Hopefully nothing, just watching the Dan Patrick Show.
Yeah, but we've made that leap in the second year. We always look for that, any player, including quarterback, the improvement. It just feels like he knows what he has confidence when he goes out there, because he has people and infrastructure that have instilled confidence in him.
Well, you've nailed it. I mean, look, last year it was Jeff Fisher was the head coach, Rob Boris, Chris Swanky. There were some nice guys, and Jeff Garcia was there at some point. But now McVay, we've done the raving about McVay. I'm talking about the other guys, Matt LaFleur. You're talking about Greg Olson, who was an offensive coordinator in this league for 1,000,000 years. And you've got other minds in that room that are really helping him develop. And everyone to a man says the same thing. McVay and Cousins spoke the same language. Him and Goff aren't even scratching the surface yet. It's only, room for improvement is incredible. And they're 4-2.
He's Peter Schrager, NFL Network, and Fox Sports. He's on Good Morning Football. You can see that Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. And then he's got the Colts and the Jets this weekend. Thursday Night Football is on the NFL Network and CBS, Chiefs and the Raiders. The Colts are a mess, right? Now that I don't know if you get to a point where you say, let's not bring Andrew Luck back. If you get to 9 games, you can bring him back now because you're still in the race. But I just don't know what he's coming back to when he comes back.
The intriguing thing about it is that everyone is 3-3 and they're 2-4 and they're somehow still in the thick of this and they're going to be in the thick of this come December. So if he does want to come in and play this hero's role and say, hey, you know what? Throw it on my back. Let's go. But I was there 2 weeks ago and he wasn't throwing the football great distances. He wasn't doing live action. Brissett is coming along. My co-host on the Good Morning Football show, Kyle Brandt, compared it to Blue Harvest, which is the Star Wars, what they would call when they were filming Return of the Jedi. They didn't want anyone around, so there was all this secrecy around it. They just called it Blue Harvest, and no one could see what was going on. That's what it feels like with Andrew Luck. We're seeing him in these glimpses on the sideline, but you're seeing him at practice, and he might not be able to throw a football 10 times in a game, or he might be close to being back. They are so secretive about this that there's this intriguing piece to the Colts that, they don't look good, but just hang in the thick of this, hang a game back, hang 2 games back, and he could still save the season.
Did you think Tony Romo at least entertained the idea of if the Packers call?
I think in the offseason it probably was, but he's having such success right now, and he seems to be loving it. Now, you find me week 13 when he's at the Cincinnati Sheraton on a Thursday, and then he's at the Jacksonville, Hyatt Place or whatever it's called. Let's see where he's at if he wants to come back. But I think right now he loves what he's doing. The passion seems, and I don't think he's in playing shape. I don't think he gives him a better chance to win than Brett Hundley right now. What do you think?
I think his body
Hundley's
is
been there 3 years.
Yeah, but guys are the last to know when it's time to go. I hope Tony knows that, your body didn't help you when you were sort of healthy with the Cowboys. And now you're going to go back and he's got a great job.
Tell you what, though, the NFL could use it.
Yeah, he could.
When you lose J.J. Watt, Odell Beckham, and Aaron Rodgers, a Tony Romo comeback. The Adrian Peterson story is welcomed in my eyes. Yeah. Give me a star that I know and I can love.
Should Beckham be the highest paid player in the game?
No, he's not a quarterback. I am so pro quarterback, I can't even. these teams that have great Aaron Donald, he's probably watching, great player. They were 4-12 with him on the field last year. I mean, a quarterback changes the team. A quarterback is the face of the league and the face of the team. So no, Odell Beckham should not be the highest paid player.
Yeah, and I know Von Miller came out and kind of co-signed.
Very nice of him.
With Beckham. Yeah,
he got his money.
He did.
Sure.
But I don't see. I can take Beckham out of a game.
Yes.
And there's so much that goes with him now from marketing. Millennials, like you tap into a whole different audience with him that no other player.
He's a rock star.
Yeah, that they come close to.
You could compare him to Kanye West. You don't know what's going on inside that head, but when the game starts, this guy's unbelievable.
Well, then who's Jay-Z?
Who's Jay-Z? That'd be Tom Brady, the greatest to ever do it. Yeah. We can go deep. We can go deep tracks if you want.
Do you think Jay-Z is a better rapper than Tupac?
No, that's a good debate.
Okay.
Do you think Brady's a better quarterback than Montana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Elway's better than Montana.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, no, I said Joe. I told Joe that. I would take John Elway. I think Elway is the best who ever played the position. Yes. I thought he did more with less. They went to the 3 Super Bowls, got blown out. Then he finally had a little help, and then they win a couple of Super Bowls.
Here's one for you.
All right.
Final drive of the game. Minute left. You're on your own 20. Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers in his prime or John Elway in his prime?
Elway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Love this debate.
Yeah, Elway. Well, I saw it.
I know.
I saw it on a big stage.
But I've seen Rodgers do it.
But Rodgers hasn't done it
in the Super Bowl.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. Did it last year against Dallas.
That was a great play.
Unbelievable.
That was Elway-esque.
Elway-ish.
Yeah, yes. But look at what Elway did against Houston. Look at what he did against the Browns.
Multiple times.
Yes. I mean, that's just that's reaching
55-10 stands out to me too, though.
Well, we realized that they didn't. They had the Orange Crush defense, and they were. Who was it? Tony Lilly? Was he the free safety?
Yes.
And they just burned him. But that's not necessarily all on Elway. That I like how we give him credit to get to the Super Bowl, and then we're going to blame him for everything that happened in the Super Bowl.
They went to Super Bowl three times with some pretty subpar rest around him. I know.
But then you're trying to compare generations, and that's where it's always tough. With if I have somebody now and I have Joe Montana, how would Joe Montana be if you can't touch his wide receivers? I'm running that offense. How would Steve Young be in this? Steve Young would be better, I think, than Joe, because the elusiveness of him, he completed 70% of the passes.
Did he avoid some of those injuries? Yeah.
And we are finding that. I think this is the hardest part is finding offensive linemen now in college football. And you see these quarterbacks are getting hit more and more than it feels like we've had in recent years. Why is that?
We just had an NFL draft where Garrett Bowles was the first offensive lineman taken. He was taken in the mid-20s somewhere. They're not in there because they're spread offenses, and these guys that are growing up, they're playing 7-on-7. You don't get a Walter Jones walking through the door anymore. And the success rate of these guys, Luke Jokel's had a nice little career. Eric Fisher's okay, but you look at Greg Robinson and some of these other guys, the top 5 picks at offensive tackle has not been great in recent years.
It's Peter Schrager. It's always great to have you in studio, Pete. Doing great work. Good Morning Football. That's Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. Now, you said you carry the show basically on your back.
No, it hurt. I feel a lot like sometimes I feel like Aaron Rodgers out there.
And you said that the people you work with aren't that knowledgeable.
Not that knowledgeable, not that smart, not that good looking.
Are you trying to leave?
Yeah, no, this is my...
You want your own show?
This is my Kevin Durant, like hinting.
Oh, you're going to come here?
I like it here.
No, we're not the Warriors, Pete.
I like it here.
You're welcome to come here.
Cool. No, I love Good Morning Football. I think you'd like it too.
That's too early and too many hours. No.
My own show.
Who would we trade to the Good Morning
to acquire Peter?
Yeah.
Might be a conditional 6th-round pick, like the Adrian Peterson deal.
Peter's got a lot of years left in the tank.
Yeah,
He's kind of not too old, not too young.
Yeah.
Hair's good.
Yeah.
Are we
Hair's
gonna go
good.
Andrew and a BRG to be named later?
McLovin and a backroom guy. How about McLovin and our IT guy, Alan?
Whoa, hold up.
And Alan also does all the grilling on the Traeger grill.
Yeah.
Yes, McLovin.
The show would fall apart in 3 days without the IT guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not
McLovin disposable.
I don't see it. I mean, me and Peter have no similarities whatsoever.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
You couldn't just replace him with me and vice versa. No.
But I like how people say, hey, why don't you hire me? Or I would have done that. And at the time, I couldn't get anybody to do that.
No, that's the truth, right? That's the truth. That's the same thing with the Good Morning Football show. I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning every day, and everyone's like, oh, that's a great show. I wish I had opportunity. No, you probably offered that at some point. I'm the only one who took it.
Yeah, Paul.
Why don't we do a one-day trade and we don't tell anybody? Schrager shows up here. He sits right in Andrew's seat. Andrew goes over to Good Morning Football, just walks in with one of Schrager's, long sleeve shirts, and there we go.
I would love it. The Schrager Grill. I can do the Schrager Grill.
I like it. I like it.
Nice.
That's his new segment when he has
Schrager Grill.
It's sort of against the grain, but it's Schrager Grill where he's grilling guys.
It's like a hot take, but I'm really grilling
I
them.
like that.
One and done. One show.
We're in.
Would you be willing to?
I'm not, because he's going to be awesome in my position, making me look awful from then on, and I'm going to be terrible on Good Morning
He'd
Football.
be good.
All right. We'll see if we can do that trade straight up.
Carson Wentz for MVP.
That
Go
would-
make that
yeah.
case.
Thank you, Pete. Safe travels. We'll
Thanks
come
so
back.
much.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.